Previously on MetaZoo, a man from the shadows, a catastrophe in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, when the veil, after 1,000 years, was shattered by injured cold. Two kids, Sam and Adam, with intuitions, you could say special powers, are now 16, and after an encounter with bullies, Adam saved Sam. Sam received the sad news, unfortunately, that his best friends, Adam and Rose, were leaving him to attend Quimbley's Academy, a school for gifted magic users. And now, on MetaZoo, Sam was 18 and he was weeks away from graduating high school. He sat in his room at roughly 12 a.m. preparing his tools to leave through his bedroom window. It had been 2 years since Rose and Adam had left his family, and not all of his fears of loneliness had come true. Adam never wrote a single letter to Sam, and vice versa, but Sam had spied Adam's handwriting on more than one piece of paper that M had been reading throughout the years. Of course, at a second glance, the handwriting would always change, accompanied by that sly smile M was always fond of showing. Rose was a different matter entirely. While Sam wouldn't call them love letters, their correspondence could have filled an entire desk drawer, and it did. In the years since she left, Sam had gotten to know Rose better than he had when they were sitting next to each other for hours each day. This level of connection made the disappearance of Adam from Sam's world easier to manage. The bits and pieces of information about Adam he had been able to glean from Rose's letters pointed to the fact that they were both considered prodigies, even among Quimbley's prodigies. Anything more was shrouded in mystery. And in the ways only the young can, when summers stretch for an eternity and a year is all that is needed to become a new person, Sam moved on from the fact that his two best friends had left him in his small town to go on an adventure. The chasm between 16 years of age and 18 is something that is hard to fathom. One thing that had not changed, though, was Sam's love of all things cryptid. He had at some point in the past 2 years upgraded from the petty theft of the local poster industry to full-on cryptid hunting. Now, Sam's definition of cryptid hunting was perhaps more innocent than you might think. Unlike many of the casters looking to expand the powers of their spellbook, or the cryptid product specialists looking to research a new facial cream, Sam merely liked to take photos for his personal collection. Of course, he had the many posters of superstars like Bigfoot, Mothman, and the Jersey Devil that papered his bedroom walls. However, Sam had made every effort to take photos of more obscure cryptids like the various breeds of devil dogs that recently moved to the outskirts of town. These were his true pride and joy, despite no one being interested in branding a new line of toys or toothpaste based on them. Gadgets and gizmos in various states of disrepair littered the room like a museum to the 1980s, and a tribute to the fact that Sam relied on technology more than magic. It was hard to get anything more advanced than analog up and running these days, but Sam found himself to be quite the technological whiz. Sam picked up a vintage Zenit E from the Soviet era that he had recently refurbished, and for whatever reason, captured paranormal activity perfectly, and zipped up his JanSports backpack. Ooh, the JanSports backpack.
Oh, yeah.
I can feel that. I know exactly what that is.
I still have one.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is it tucked away somewhere?
I use it when I go mushroom hunting.
How old is it?
It's about 10 years old.
Well, turn it
It's
in.
a good JanSport age.
Get the lifetime guarantee renewed.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe when it's really falling apart, I'll be like, okay.
But if it falls apart too much, it won't be there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point that you can turn it in?
It's a fine line. It's like
if you
fine
send them
wine.
threads in the mail, will they send you a new backpack?
We're gonna see. We're gonna find out.
Enough about JanSports. Let's talk about what's going on.
What's going on?
Sam's hurting.
Oh, yeah.
Sam's in pain, I guess. Or maybe they're saying from 16 to 18, he's done a lot of growing up because it hasn't all been bad.
It seemed like it was actually pretty all right.
And he's sneaking out of the house for something, I'm going to guess, to go take more photos and more cryptids.
Yeah.
And he's
for his
taking
private
photos.
collection.
He's not using digital. Isn't this interesting? He's not using magic. He's not using digital. It's all analog, film, cellulose.
Well, that's how you get the ghosts, right?
Oh, maybe.
You use real
the
film.
Zenith E from the Soviet era.
Zenith E.
Zenith E, excuse me.
Zenith E, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I wonder what's going on with Adam because we don't know. M knows, Rose knows, Sam really doesn't. He's just heard like some, little bits and pieces, but nothing major.
Hearing that Sam's a big fan of Mothman, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Well, he's a big fan of all of the big ones.
Yeah, he likes all the big ones.
He's really into like the devil dogs, the side ones,
right.
Like the ones that are more rare or maybe not as, popular.
Right.